Well, hello everyone, and welcome to ATVision with coverage of Round 6 of the 2011 AMA ATV Motocross Championship by DWT from historic Steel City in Delmont, Pennsylvania. Coming into Steel City, we saw MotoWorks Can-Am's Chad Wienen regain the series points lead after taking the win at Sunset Ridge in Illinois, with his teammate John Natale, who was the current points leader, having a little bit of an off weekend. So now we're in Natale's backyard, his home track, the place where he competed for the first time ever, and looking to see if he can get back on the top of the box and get back into the top of the points. Got riders like Chase Snap, also a Can-Am rider who had awesome qualifying time. Josh Upperman, always known to get a good start and battle for the podium. And of course the man Chad Wienen, series points leader. It's set the ATVriders.com fastest qualifier award, looking to get off to a good start today at Moto 1. A big crowd of ATV motocross fans ready for the gate to drop in Moto 1. And we're off, and it looks like got a couple of Can-Ams out there battling for the whole shot. And it was number 44 of Chad Wienen picking up that SSI decals whole shot, and that spells not good things for the competition when you got the guy who set the fastest lap time, won the last race, series points leader out front, but the Iron Man, John Natale, was not going to give it to him easy. Had this tricky roller section up here and ended up being a bit of a problem for a lot of riders throughout the day, just hard to find a good rhythm. Saw some changes to the Steel City motocross track from last year. You know, they did some different things for the Bike Pro National and mix it up a little bit for what we're used to seeing. And still some big air, the tabletop section here. We see Wienen just continuing to lead. We got Natale trying to stay on his wheels in second. We got Josh Upperman on the Baltimore Motorsports ride in third, then Thomas Brown in fourth with Chase Snap right on his wheels. As the moto wore on, Wienen just was unstoppable, started checking out. Natale ended up in a dogfight for second with Upperman and Snap. And we got Chase Snap going to work on Josh Upperman. The rookie put in an impressive ride. And Thomas Brown hanging on back there in fourth. Ooh, and we see an uncharacteristic mistake by Josh Upperman, goes flipping through that roller section. Thankfully was able to run back to his quad, get back to racing. But out front, it was all Chad Wienen in this moto. Natale put the hammer down, trying to make a break for it, trying to reel in his teammate, but just isn't able to make it happen. And we've got Thomas Brown behind him with Joel Hetrick, another rookie, putting in a good ride. Behind them, Nick DeNoble, Joe Bird, and Jeremy Lawson having another good battle going on out there. We weren't able to catch it on film, but after the finish line turn, John Natale had a crash. Him and his mechanic trying to check out the bike. They think it was something with the ignition. As you can see, his teammate Wienen lapping him. Ended up being dirt packed in his exhaust and was making the bike unable to start. And that's really going to hurt him for the points. So that let Chase Snap inherit second, and we had Thomas Brown here battling for third, giving him a run for his money. And as we said before, it came down to this roller section a lot. The guys just who could make it through cleanest, and the guy who made it through the cleanest for the majority of the track, none other than Chad Wienen. No real surprise there. Wienen takes the win, Moto 1, followed by the rookie Chase Snap with his best moto finish of the year. Thomas Brown hot on his heels in third. Great finish for the Yamaha rider. Take a look at those Moto 1 results. It's Wienen, Snap, Brown, Bird, Nick DeNoble, Jeremy Lawson, Travis Moore, Himes, Upperman, and Goodman. Not too bad for Josh Upperman after that crash. We see Chad Wienen getting that $100 fastest qualifier award from ATVriders.com and the SSI Decals Whole Shot Award. Not too bad. We've got the rest of the riders preparing for Moto 2. Big Chad Wienen looking determined as ever. Chase Snap, could he get his first ever overall win? Thomas Brown having a rough year so far, but starting to turn things around with a great moto there in Moto 1. Get ready to go racing. The story, as you can see, mechanics working on Chad Wienen's bike. He could not get it started. They try and bump start it. No go. His 2-minute time was up, and they were forced to start the second moto without him. So can John Natale get a good start? Capitalize on his teammate and championship rival? And he's not. Natale's buried back in the pack. We've got Nick DeNoble grabbing the whole shot, getting some money from SSI Decals with Joe Bird hot on his heels. Definitely mixing things up from that first moto. And that looks like Travis Moore in third, getting some pressure from Josh Upperman through this tricky roller section again. Nick DeNoble looking pretty strong out there in front. Had a little bit of a rough first moto. Going for it. Joe Bird, who finished fourth in the first moto, is in a good position for the overall right now. There goes Natale way back. Not exactly what he was looking for after having that tough first moto as well. Over the big pro double, got Thomas Brown working his way up with Chase Snap behind him. These guys will be dicing it out all moto long for what's going to end up being the overall podium positions. As we've got, as we had Chad Wienen out of the race. We see DeNoble pulling off the side of the track with some sort of a mechanical. Gives Joe Bird the lead. Travis Moore in second. And Thomas Brown on the move, looking to try and get that win. Right now, as it stands, if Bird would go 4-1, he'd get the overall. Josh Upperman trying to make up for that bad first moto after that crash. And the wily veteran Joe Bird just keeping it consistent, keeping a nice little gap from the rest of the pack, not getting too worried about those guys behind him. As Thomas Brown goes to work on Travis Moore. You see Natale back there just struggling to get around riders. It was a little tough to pass at times. Starts were very critical this weekend. Here we see Josh Upperman, Travis Moore, Joel Hetrick all having an insane battle. We got Jeremy Lawson behind them and John Natale all in the mix, all trying to chase down this guy right here, Joe Bird, out front. Thomas Brown has worked his way in second. That would have him tied with Bird for the overall. With the win obviously going to Bird with the win in the second moto. Chase Snap battling with John Natale and Travis Moore. We had some awesome racing back here. Coming in basically 3 wide through that tabletop section. Jeremy Lawson and Josh Upperman getting into it a little bit. A little Rubbins racing action there. But it was all Joe Bird out front. You can see he's got a little bit of a comfortable lead now. Nothing's going to face him out front. Guy's been at it for such a long time. Doing exactly what he needs to do to get that W. John Natale back there just struggling to get up into that top 5. Wanting to make up those valuable points, but made up some on Wienen, but he couldn't get the win because it was all Joe Bird in that second moto. Took the lead early, never looked back, was able to pull away a little comfortable pad there over Thomas Brown, Josh Upperman, Jeremy Lawson, and here we've got Ironman John Natale in 5th. Take a look at those Moto 2 results. Bird, Brown, Upperman, Lawson, John Natale, Joel Hetrick, Chase Snap, Travis Moore, Himes, and Greg G. And the overall results, kind of a crazy mix-up there. Joe Bird goes 4-1 for the win. Thomas Brown second, Chase Knapp third for his first ever podium. If you want to catch more of the racing action from Steel City, be sure to check out Racer TV July 31st, 5:30 p.m. on Versus. And a week after that, check it out on racertvonline.com. The next round of the series will be Spring Creek at Millville, Minnesota, June 4th and 5th. Hope to see you out there.